Long ago, the world was a very different place. It was a time when the earth was untouched by modern civilization, and nature thrived in its purest form. The landscapes were serene, and the air was fresh and clean. However, despite the beauty of the world, people were not always kind to each other. They did bad things, often driven by greed, jealousy, and anger. The marketplaces were filled with arguments and fights, and trust was a rare commodity. God saw this and felt sad. The world he had created with so much love and care was now filled with darkness and despair. The sky seemed to reflect his sorrow, often covered with dark, ominous clouds. He loved the world, but it was filled with wickedness. The cities, once places of community and joy, had become centers of corruption and evil. The contrast between the beautiful landscapes and the wicked cities was stark and heartbreaking. God decided to start over. He wanted to cleanse the world of its wickedness and give it a fresh start. The stormy seas and dark clouds symbolized the impending change, a necessary upheaval to pave the way for a new beginning. He wanted to create a new world, a better world, a world where goodness and kindness would prevail. The sunrise over the calm valley represented hope and the promise of a new dawn. But God saw goodness too. Amidst all the chaos and wickedness, there were still pockets of light and hope. The golden sunlight breaking through the clouds was a reminder that not all was lost. He saw a man named Noah. Noah was different from the others. He was humble and hard-working, often seen toiling in the fields or standing by his simple wooden home deep in thought. Noah was a good man. His face reflected kindness and wisdom, and his actions were always guided by a strong moral compass. He stood out in a world filled with corruption. He loved God and always tried to do the right thing. Noah's faith was unwavering, and he often spent time in prayer, seeking guidance and strength from the divine. God chose Noah to help him create a new beginning. He saw in Noah the potential to lead and the ability to inspire others. Together they would embark on a journey to rebuild the world, one filled with hope, love, and righteousness. Noah was a good man, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness. He lived in a time when wickedness and corruption were rampant and the world seemed to be falling apart. Despite the chaos around him, Noah remained steadfast in his faith. He loved God deeply and tried to live a life that was pleasing to him. He taught his family to follow the same path of righteousness, instilling in them the values of faith, love, and obedience to God. God saw Noah's good heart and chose him for a very important job. God spoke to Noah, revealing his divine plan. He told him about his plan to send a great flood to cleanse the earth of its wickedness and start anew. God said, "Noah, you are a righteous man in this generation. I have chosen you to carry out a special mission. I want you to build an ark, a massive vessel that will save you, your family, and a pair of every living creature from the impending flood." Noah listened carefully, absorbing every detail. He trusted God completely and knew that this was his purpose. With unwavering faith, he set out to fulfill God's command, ready to obey and carry out the divine plan. An ark is a very big boat. God gave Noah specific instructions on how to build it. He told him to make it big and strong. It needed to be tall and wide, with enough room for Noah's family and many animals. Noah and his sons started working. They cut down trees, they hammered and sawed. They worked hard every day to build the ark. They knew it was important to follow God's plan. Section 4. All creatures great and small. This is the story of Noah and the ark, a tale of survival and divine intervention. In a world filled with chaos and impending doom, Noah was chosen to save the innocent creatures of the earth. God told Noah to bring 2 of every kind of animal onto the ark. This was a monumental task, requiring immense dedication and faith. Noah had to ensure that each species was represented, from the smallest insects to the largest mammals. He needed to bring male and female animals so they could have babies later. This was crucial for the continuation of life after the floodwaters receded. The future of the animal kingdom depended on Noah's careful selection and guidance. God wanted to save the animals from the flood too. It was not just about preserving human life, but also about maintaining the balance of nature. Each creature, great and small, had a place in God's plan. Noah gathered food and water for all the animals. He had to think ahead, ensuring that there was enough sustenance for every creature during their time on the ark. This was no small feat, as the ark would be their home for many days and nights. He welcomed them onto the ark. Each animal, from the timid deer to the mighty lion, was given a place of refuge. Noah's compassion and dedication were evident in every step he took. There were lions and lambs, elephants and eagles, snakes and sheep. The diversity of life was astounding, a testament to the richness of creation. Each pair represented the beauty and complexity of the natural world. Soon the ark was full of animals, all waiting for the rain to come. They were safe and secure, ready to weather the storm under Noah's watchful eye. The ark became a sanctuary, a beacon of hope amidst the impending deluge. Section 5. The flood arrives, the ark stays afloat. Then the rain started. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The water rose higher and higher. It covered the mountains and the trees. The whole world was flooded. But Noah, his family, and the animals were safe inside the ark. They floated on the water. They trusted God to keep them safe. Section 6. A new beginning, a promise for the future. Finally, the rain stopped. The water began to go down. Slowly, the ark came to rest on dry land. Noah sent out a dove. It returned with an olive branch. This meant there was new life. God spoke to Noah. He promised to never flood the whole earth again. He gave Noah a beautiful rainbow as a sign of his promise. The rainbow reminds us of God's love and his promise to care for us.